很多老铁说那个风为什么不周我？哦哦哦！他们俩就买。
If packed beaches weren't enough to get your blood boiling, there was this.
If I get corona, I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying.
Now,
8th of April, so they don't represent a sudden surge in the number of deaths. Sadly, today's figures show an additional 765 deaths compared to yesterday.
If I get corona, I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying.
Now,
I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying.
Now,
I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying.
Now,
I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying.
Now,
I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying.
Meter Soviet mortar, and we're going to shell a village just down the road there, and we're going to have a very bad day.
I would like you to speak to the medical doctors to see if there's any way that you can apply light and heat to cure. And I say, maybe you can, maybe you can't. I'm not a doctor, but I'm like a person that has a good, you know what. Supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light, and I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting. Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with. But it sounds interesting to me.
Clarify your comments about injections of disinfectant. They're quite
No, I was asking a question sarcastically to
Nice. Touch his balls. No, his
Because they say, Andrew, you lie so much. And it's like, you don't know me. You don't know me personally. They never been on my live. They never know my phone number. Only way they get my phone number if somebody give it to them, and they would never hear my voice on their phone.
Right.
But
because that's what I'm saying. Out of time, they just be like, I think you was on his live. He just lied so much. I'm like, I just understand why did you
ignore them people. They nobody, and I don't even see that. I don't even know. I don't even read their comments no more.
What rental are you in today?
The rental I'm in today, honey. I'm not driving today. I got somebody else driving for me.
Ah, okay. See, yeah, that's what I said. So you got like a butler. Is that like a driver? Listen.
I
around about $40
$40. Then I said, look, yeah, $40. Where's the time? Let me show.
Hold on, baby. Let me try this time for a name.
But I thought you wanted to drive me.
Why would you laugh?
When I'm parked, I was driving. I was driving.
Oh.
Anyway, so there's that yarn. Also, the dipshit woman. God, what's her name? Dick Shit. Is it Dick Shit?
Dixit.
Oh,
Dixit.
Oh, Dixit.
Dixit.
It just looks different to what you say.
Well, it looks like Dick Shit.
I know it does, Paul, but it's not that. It's Dixit.
There she is, there. Sheila Dick Shit.
Sheila.
Anyway, and it's so appropriate because she's Indian. So she'd be Dickin shit, wouldn't she? Do you know what I mean?
Paul, her name
walking along the street
is Ms. Dixit.
So supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light, and I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body.
Should your right to freedom of speech trump a trans person's right not to be offended?
Because in order to be able to think, you have to risk being offensive. I mean, look at the conversation we're having right now. You know, like, you're certainly willing to risk offending me in the pursuit of truth. Why should you have the right to do that? It's being rather uncomfortable.
Well, I'm very glad I put you on the spot.
Well,
I'm very glad I have exercised my freedom of speech.
You get my point. It's like, you're doing what you should do, which is digging a bit to see what the hell's going on. And that is what you should do. But you're exercising your freedom of speech to certainly risk offending me. And that's fine. I think more power to you, as far as I'm concerned.
So you haven't sat there. I'm just trying to work that out. I mean,
ha, gotcha.
You have got me. I'm trying to.
I think one of the key issues, we're grappling with, and governments and countries are grappling with, are what are the combination of interventions which might slow spread or reduce the impact of the epidemic, even if we can't control it completely. I mean, how can we, reduce the area under the curve in some sense, save lives that way, or how can we relieve the demand on healthcare systems and reduce the peak of the epidemic?
What are suitable intervention measures?
Well, because we don't have vaccines or drugs for this virus, we have to rely on what are called non-pharmaceutical interventions or public health measures. One has to adopt the sort of community measures which have been adopted, particularly in places like Wuhan and China, where you try to reduce contacts between people in the community. So the sorts of measures which are important are measures which are called generally kind of social distancing, telling people if at all possible, to avoid contacts in wider society.
We will have to maintain some level of social distancing, significant level of social distancing, probably indefinitely until we have a vaccine available.
Professor Neil Ferguson quit following reports that a woman said to be his married lover visited his home on at least 2 occasions.
Yep, Professor Ferguson has been busted for breaking social distancing measures, accepting visits to continue his affair with Antonia Starts, a married woman who knew Professor Ferguson had recovered from coronavirus and apparently feared her husband was infected though. Yet they still broke the rules and crossed town and caught up. Professor Ferguson has now resigned from his role advising government.
Morning, Louise. I suppose first and foremost it's a big embarrassment for the government. To have a man who was at the heart of your decision making, who helped influence that decision to go into lockdown in the first place, flouting the rules, is not a good look. Some Tory MPs have said it risks undermining the government's stay-at-home message. Professor Ferguson's argument was he thought he was immune